What if 5 minutes a day could make you wealthy? Not directly, but through something more valuable than money itself: knowledge. Financial literacy is the cheat code nobody gives you. It turns average incomes into fortunes. It transforms financial anxiety into financial confidence. It separates those who build wealth from those who wonder why they cannot. The difference is not income, the difference is knowledge. The problem is that financial literacy sounds intimidating. It sounds like textbooks and courses and complicated jargon most people avoid entirely. It sounds like something requiring hours you do not have. But I have distilled it into 9 tiny habits requiring minutes, not hours. Habits so small they feel almost insignificant until they compound into financial intelligence that changes everything about your money situation, permanently. 5 minutes a day to become smarter about money than people who have been working for decades. That is the power you gain. Nobody taught you this in school. 12 years of education and not a single class on how money actually works for your benefit. You learned the Pythagorean theorem but not compound interest. You studied ancient civilizations, but not tax optimization strategies. That saved thousands. You memorized the periodic table, but not how to read a financial statement. The priorities were completely backwards for building real wealth. This was not an oversight, it was a design choice. Financially illiterate people spend more and borrow more and question less about everything. They make perfect consumers and perfect employees who never realized they could build wealth independently. The system profits from your confusion. But today, the confusion ends completely. 9 tiny habits that require almost no time will transform your financial intelligence permanently starting now. These are not complicated strategies requiring expertise. They are simple daily practices that compound like interest itself, building over time automatically. Each habit builds on the others until financial literacy becomes automatic, knowledge that operates without conscious effort in every money decision you make. Subscribe and hit that like button right now, because what you are about to learn took me years to compile and will take you minutes. Tiny habit number 1 is the morning money minute. Every morning before checking social media or email, spend 60 seconds reviewing one financial number. Just one number. Your checking account balance, your investment portfolio total, your net worth, your credit card balance. Pick one and look intentionally. This habit seems almost too simple to matter. One number. 60 seconds. What could that possibly change about your entire financial situation? Everything. Most people have no idea what their financial numbers actually are. They exist in a fog of vague assumptions. Probably fine, maybe okay, not sure. This fog enables bad decisions constantly. When you do not know your numbers, you cannot respond intelligently to your numbers. Awareness changes everything. The Morning Money Minute creates daily awareness. You develop an intuitive sense of where you stand financially. Trends become visible immediately. Problems announce themselves early before becoming crisis. Opportunities become obvious when you watch your numbers daily. With consistent attention and awareness, after 30 days of this habit, you will know your financial position with precision that most people never achieve in their entire lifetime. The compound effect of daily awareness transforms how you think about every single financial decision that follows throughout your entire life from now on. Tiny habit number 2 is the one definition daily. Financial illiteracy is largely a vocabulary problem, creating barriers to understanding money concepts. Terms like amortization and expense ratio and dividend yield and capital gains sound like foreign languages. You tune out when you encounter them. When you encounter words you do not understand, you assume the topic is not for you. You remain illiterate by avoidance rather than confusion. The fix is absurdly simple. Learn one financial term per day. Just one single term. Write it down with its definition. 30 seconds maximum. Over 1 month, you add 30 financial terms to your vocabulary. That is 30 concepts that used to confuse you, now completely understood and accessible. Over 1 year, you add 365 financial terms. Within a single year, you possess vocabulary larger than most adults accumulate in entire lives. Resources abound for this habit. Wikipedia has a term of the day. Financial glossaries exist everywhere online, completely free and accessible to everyone. You can create a random rotation through terms you encounter and do not understand. The method matters less than the consistency of daily practice. Each new term unlocks comprehension that was previously blocked. Articles that confused you become clear. conversations that intimidated you become accessible. One definition at a time, you become fluent in the language of money. Opportunities that seem too complicated reveal themselves as completely understandable. Now, tiny habit number 3 is the bill autopsy. Once weekly, pick one bill or statement and actually read it thoroughly. Not glance at total. Read everything. Examine every line item on the document. Understand every single charge listed. Question everything you see that you do not immediately recognize and understand. Most people never read their bills beyond the amount due at bottom. Credit card statements arrive and get paid without any examination whatsoever happening. This ignorance is expensive. Hidden fees persist for years unnoticed. Unnecessary charges accumulate silently. Better options remain undiscovered because nothing gets examined. The weekly bill autopsy takes 35 minutes maximum and teaches you how financial documents actually work in the real world practically. You learn to recognize fee structures. You spot patterns across different providers. You develop the habit of questioning charges rather than accepting them blindly. I discovered over $200 monthly in unnecessary charges during my first month of bill autopsies. Fees I never knew existed were draining me. Services I never used were charging me. Rates that had increased without my awareness. 5 minutes of reading saved me $2,400 annually. Tiny habit number 4 is the 12-minute article. Every day read one short article about personal finance. Not a book, not a course. One article. The internet overflows with quality financial content. News sites cover market developments. Personal finance blogs explain strategies. This content is completely free. 2 minutes daily equals roughly 730 minutes annually. Over 12 hours of financial education absorbed in increments too small to resist or skip. You will never not have 2 minutes available. Everyone has 2 minutes. The excuse of no time completely disappears with this tiny habit. Topics you knew nothing about become familiar through repeated exposure. Concepts that seemed complex become intuitive with over time. They transform from strangers into comfortable known friends. Curate a rotation of quality sources for your reading. Bookmark sites like NerdWallet or The Balance or Kiplinger. Follow financial educators whose style resonates. Build your personal library of trusted sources. Create an environment where quality financial content appears in your daily information diet automatically. Let the system work for you effortlessly, every single day. Tiny habit number 5 is the price per use calculation. Before any purchase over $50, calculate the price per use by dividing cost by uses. Divide the cost by the number of times you will realistically use the item over its lifetime. This simple math reveals the true value instantly. $200 dress worn once to a wedding. Price per use is $200 entirely. Perhaps you should seriously reconsider that purchase decision. This 3-second calculation transforms purchasing decisions instantly. It reveals bargains disguised as expensive items and waste disguised as reasonable purchases. Clearly, over time, this habit rewires how you perceive spending entirely. You stop asking whether you can afford something and start asking whether value justifies cost. This shift is the foundation of wealth building and thinking. It separates people who accumulate assets from people who accumulate stuff throughout their entire lives. The calculation takes seconds, but the financial intelligence it builds lasts forever. You become incapable of making major purchases without automatically running the math. Tiny habit number 6 is the future self letter. Once monthly, write a brief letter to yourself 1 year in the future about finances. Describe your current financial situation honestly. State your goals clearly. Predict where you expect to be when you read this letter 12 months later. This habit seems more psychological than financial, but the impact on financial literacy is profound. Writing forces clarity that thinking alone never achieves. Vague intentions become specific when you must articulate them in words on paper. What does financial success actually mean for you specifically and concretely? The monthly ritual creates accountability without external pressure. You are making promises to yourself that future you will evaluate and judge honestly. This is the power of self-accountability. This knowledge influences present behavior automatically. Knowing you will read your own promises later changes what you do right now in powerful ways. These letters create a financial journal over time. Patterns emerge clearly. You see what goals you consistently hit and which ones you consistently miss. The letter takes 5 minutes monthly to write. The self-knowledge it generates is priceless for understanding your own relationship with money deeply. Tiny habit number 7 is the 1% research. Whenever you encounter a financial decision, research 1% more than you normally would, just slightly more. About to accept the first mortgage offer? Spend 5 more minutes comparing one additional lender. That simple effort changes everything. About to choose a credit card? Spend 5 more minutes reviewing one more option. About to select an investment? Spend 5 more minutes understanding alternatives. Just 5 minutes can make all the difference in your decisions. 1% more research does not overwhelm you. It does not require becoming an expert. It simply means slightly exceeding your default investigation level. This tiny additional effort yields disproportionate returns. The best option is rarely the first option you encounter. Better rates exist for those who look. Over a lifetime, 1% more research compounds into tens of thousands saved. This habit takes minutes but creates a fortune. Better options almost always exist for those willing to look slightly harder. This habit instills that knowledge permanently. Tiny habit number 8 is the mistake autopsy. Whenever you make a financial mistake, no matter how small, spend 2 minutes analyzing what happened objectively, not beating yourself up over the mistake. Analyzing it objectively like a scientist. What decision led to this mistake? What information were you missing then? What emotion influenced you at the time? What would you do differently now? What system could prevent this mistake from recurring in your future decisions? Most people bury financial mistakes in shame immediately. They learn nothing because they examine nothing whatsoever. The mistake autopsy transforms errors into education. Every misstep becomes a lesson learned. Every failure deposits wisdom into your knowledge bank. Write down your autopsies in a simple log. Keep a record of mistake and lesson learned together. Review this log periodically to discover patterns. You will discover patterns in your financial behavior that were previously invisible to you. These patterns reveal opportunities for systematic improvement over time. The most financially literate people are not those who never make mistakes. They are those who extract maximum education from every single mistake they make. Tiny habit number 9 is the teach one thing technique. Once weekly, explain one financial concept to someone else, a friend, a family member, anyone. A social media post works. A journal entry works too. The format matters less than the act of teaching itself. Teaching forces understanding. You cannot explain what you do not comprehend yourself. The act of simplifying a concept reveals gaps in your own knowledge. When you try to explain compound interest and stumble, you know exactly what to study next. The stumble points directly to the gap requiring attention. Teaching creates social accountability for your financial education. When people know you're learning, they ask questions that push you further. You explain 52 concepts per year through weekly teaching. Each explanation deepens understanding. Each teaching moment solidifies knowledge permanently in your mind. This habit reframes your learning identity. You are not just someone trying to understand money. You are someone who teaches about money confidently. Identity shifts drive behavior automatically. When you see yourself as a teacher, you behave like someone worthy of teaching. The identity creates the actions. Let me show you how these 9 habits work together as a complete system. Each habit is tiny alone. Combined, they create a financial education system. The first habit creates awareness of where you stand financially. The second habit builds vocabulary to understand your financial life. These habits form the foundation of a system that connects awareness and understanding. Habit 3 organizes financial documents, building practical skills. Habit 4 provides continuous education, expanding knowledge. Habit 5 trains evaluation thinking, assessing every purchase. Together, they integrate to enhance your financial system. Future self-letter creates accountability and self-knowledge. 1% research instills deeper investigation. Mistake autopsy transforms errors. Teaching solidifies everything completely. Combined, they create a financial education system requiring less than 30 minutes daily. Most of that time slots into existing routines you already have. Morning coffee becomes morning money minute naturally. Lunch break includes a 2-minute article. Evening wind down features the one definition review seamlessly integrated. The cumulative effect after 90 days is transformation. Financial news makes sense. Finally, investment discussions become accessible. money decisions feel confident. After 1 year, you possess financial literacy exceeding that of most adults, regardless of their income or profession. Knowledge they never accumulated despite decades working. Let me address the objection forming in your mind right now. These habits seem too simple to create real change. I understand the skepticism completely. We are conditioned to believe that important transformations require dramatic effort, that meaningful education requires significant time investment and formal credentials. But consider how children learn languages, not through courses, through daily immersion, through tiny repeated exposures, through hearing and attempting and trying again. Financial literacy works identically to language learning. Your brain absorbs financial intelligence through repeated exposure more effectively than through intensive study sessions. Daily engagement beats weekly cramming every single time. Tiny habits outperform ambitious programs that get abandoned after 2 weeks of initial enthusiasm. The power is in the compounding effect. Knowledge compounds like money compounds. Each small piece connects to others, creating exponential understanding over time. Naturally, what seems insignificant today becomes transformational over months. Trust the process completely. Start the habits today. Let the compounding work its magic. 1 year from now, you will be shocked by how much you understand about money. You will wonder why nobody taught you this approach to learning earlier. You will recognize opportunities you would have missed completely before. You will avoid mistakes you would have made blindly before. Knowledge changes everything forever. All from habits requiring minutes, not hours of your time. All from tiny actions that feel almost insignificant when you start. All from consistent daily engagement. Financial literacy is not a destination you arrive at. It is a practice you engage in daily. These 9 habits are the practice. They work if you work them. The system that profits from your financial ignorance hopes you never find habits like these. They prefer you confused and passive about your money situation. They prefer you intimidated by terms you do not understand. They prefer you making decisions from emotion rather than knowledge that keeps you profitable for them. Today you become unprofitable for that system completely. Today you start the tiny habits that build literacy they hoped you would never achieve in your lifetime. If this video gave you the education system you have been missing, subscribe right now. I break down financial concepts that nobody else explains this simply. Drop a comment below telling me which tiny habit you're starting today. I read every single comment and want to celebrate your commitment to learning. Share this video with someone who deserves financial literacy but never received it from anyone. Help them start their journey to financial understanding today. 5 minutes a day, 9 tiny habits, a lifetime of financial intelligence waiting for you. The system is complete. The knowledge is yours now. Start today with just one habit. Pick the one that resonated most strongly with you. Tomorrow, add another. Let the system build naturally over time. The financially literate are not smarter than you. They simply have knowledge you are now acquiring through these habits. You are joining their ranks starting now. Your confusion about money ends here permanently, replaced by clarity that grows stronger every single day through simple, consistent practice of these tiny habits. Your wealth-building journey begins with understanding. Understanding begins with these 9 tiny habits practiced consistently. The foundation is now yours completely. You have everything you need to transform your financial intelligence now. Go change your life. Go build your wealth. Go become financially literate starting today. I will see you in the next video where we continue building your financial knowledge together. Until then, keep practicing, keep growing, keep learning about money. Your financial future just got significantly brighter because you invested this time in your education. That investment will pay dividends for the rest of your life. I am genuinely proud of you for staying until the end of this video. Most people quit early. You are different. That difference will define your financial future. Now go make it happen. Start that first habit today. Your financially literate future is waiting for you. Take the first step right now. You have this. I believe in you completely. See you very soon. Take care of yourself and your money. Goodbye for now and good luck on your financial literacy journey ahead.